What is up, nerdy people? It's your boy Golden the Jet, your daily bronze player, and I'm here to bring you the nerf of all.
Because not only are we getting some pretty major reworks or changes happening to some champions, but they're also implementing, as far as I'm aware, the 10-ban system within this patch as well. So there's gonna be a lot of information to.
I mean, Yasuo is nerfed. He would never be played, and even if you get a chance to play, motherfucker, guess what? If you get a chance to play, you're still gonna be trash because your Q is bad, is nerfed, and your E too. What else you got? Is you gotta depend on your ultimate, bitch. Put all your power in that shit. Bow.
Cover. So as usual, if you end up enjoying this video and you want me to continue doing them every 2 weeks when a new patch is coming out, let me know by simply hitting that like button. But without much further ado, let's get right into the first big change coming to patch 7.11. So like I said, the 10-ban system is definitely on its way, and according to Riot, or according to what I've seen so far, it should be coming out within this patch, if not even the first day. And I made a quick video talking about the 10-ban system, showing you guys the video that Riot posted showing off this whole system as well. And essentially, the way it's gonna work is, to put it as simply as possible, each person on the team is gonna be banning a champion. Think of it as you playing normals, but playing blind pick. It's the exact same thing, but instead it's gonna be blind ban. So you all ban a champion, obviously.
Yo, that just make me want to fucking play right now to see if the patch is up already.
And the same champion more than once on the same team, and then at the very end, both teams will be revealed as to what.
This is what I'm gonna be ban. I'm not gonna ban Riven. I'm gonna ban Teemo. I'm gonna ban Shaco. I'm gonna ban Fizz, Kassadin, Darius. Done.
What the other team has banned. And there's going to be a chance of having duplicate bans between the two teams, not between obviously your team and people on your team.
How the fuck you gonna make duplicate? That's fucked up. How can you make duplicate bans?
But TLDR, everybody is going to be having a say as to what champion is just simply not going to be played within this specific game. But following this, let's talk about the first big change happening to an actual champion, and that's going to be Ahri. Now Ahri is going to...
Don't tell me y'all nerfing this bitch.
To be receiving a nerf in the next patch 7.
Ah, you stupid bitch. You lost your fucking shit. Please nerf her heart shit. Ah, fuck that stupid ass bitch. Alright.
11, and it's gonna be a pretty decent one. Now Ahri has remained a consistently strong mid laner for a very long time, sitting at among the highest win ratios while also maintaining among the highest play ratios. Now honestly, that in itself is quite impressive for her to be played the amount that she is.
If I was jungle Yasuo right now, I would have came there and fucked her ass up.
Still maintaining such a high win rate, there's got to be something going on. Now personally, I don't think Ahri is overpowered. I do think she's strong, but not overpowered. But I feel like the reason for this is because her kit is just very well rounded. I mean, she doesn't have that many flaws. She has a long range ability, she's got wave clear, she has mobility with her ultimate, she has just, you know, nice solid single target-ish kind of damage with her W, she has sustain with her passive, she's got a CC ability being her charm, just an overall very well-rounded kit. But Riot has said enough is enough. So the nerfs are as follows. Her WAP ratio has been lowered by 10%. Her EAP ratio has actually been increased by 10%, while her Spirit Rush, her ultimate, the AP ratio has been lowered by 5%. So the trend here you can see is actually quite simple and pretty obvious. I mean, Riot is essentially trying to make her non-skill shot abilities, her W and ultimate, to be just overall weaker, while emphasizing further on her charm ability, which is actually like a skill shot, which does obviously require, as the name suggests, skill to land. So if you actually do land the charm, then you'll have overall some pretty decent damage going in. But if you miss the charm, obviously using your just ultimate and W is just not going to have as much of a punch or as an impact as it once did. Following this, we also have a nerf happening to Caitlyn. Now, in my opinion, Caitlyn is probably one of the best ADCs.
Yasuo is not going down alone. Nerf allows ultimate too, boy. Nerf actually just buff Kassadin. I'm pretty sure they're not gonna nerf her till like next 5 patches or something like that, probably, or probably next year. Boy, if you don't nerf fucking Yasuo, not Yasuo, they need to buff Yasuo. Fuck that. If they don't nerf fucking Fizz, I'm so done.
At the very moment, because of just
nerfing Ziggs is the most retarded shit you could do. If they nerf his E, bro, I'm not playing no more, bro.
How consistent she is. Think of her almost as being the Ahri of mid lane. She's just extremely well rounded, she brings a lot to the team, and Caitlyn is definitely one of those ADCs when, if mastered, can be insanely, disgustingly strong and can hard carry games. She just has a lot of the basic fundamentals that an
hey shit, she can't carry if I'm Yasuo.
ADC champion usually has and is required to be
or Warwick
played. But Ryder also has said enough is enough for Caitlyn and
nerf Fiora, fuck that bitch. Yasuo is not going down alone.
Not only have they reduced her base attack speed, but they also made it so that Runan's Hurricane will no longer stack with stacking up the headshot. Now Runan's Hurricane on Caitlyn was actually very strong because again, you would just stack up your passive to get that headshot bonus attack that much faster. And it would only get stronger because naturally the faster you attack, I mean the more attack speed you get, the faster you're stacking it. So it would just work extremely well throughout the whole game. That no longer is a thing, which is going to be a pretty big hit. So expect to see maybe things like Static Shiv or Rapid Fire Cannon instead on Caitlyn, maybe even a Phantom Dancer, but no longer a Runan's Hurricane. Next up we have somewhat of a random buff happening to Dr. Mundo, a champion that's essentially non-existent in League of Legends and I feel will still remain to be so even after this buff because his kits, honestly, a little...
They're buffing Mundo? Why? Why are you doing this? They're gonna buff every tank in the game. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna buff every fucking tank in the goddamn game, so we can't do shit about it.
A little bit questionable. It just doesn't really add or provide as much as most other champions can, so not gonna be enough. But they also made it so that Runan's Hurricane will no longer stack with stack. That's essentially non-existent in League of Legends, and I feel will still remain to be so even after this buff because his kits, honestly...
Nah, they need a nerf Alistair. That motherfucker is strong for mid lane.
A little bit questionable. It just doesn't really add or provide as much as most other champions can, so not going to be enough for him to be back into the meta. Regardless though, the buffs are as follows. His base damage growth has actually been increased to 3.5 from 3, and the damage on his Burning Agony, which is his W, has also been increased as well. Not by a whole lot, but considering it is per half second, it's actually a decent amount. I mean, a buff is a buff, that's pretty cool. Again, not enough to make Mundo back into the meta for sure. Next up we have a huge change happening to Kindred where you can essentially even call it a rework. Now I did make a video talking about the Kindred rework a few weeks ago.
No, rework is where you change the whole look of the shit to a better look. Bro, that's a rework. That's a stat work. I don't fucking know.
Or maybe a week ago, so if you want to hear like a full extensive rework discussion, that's the place to go. But regardless, I'll go over it very quickly for the sake of the video. No longer will the passive have the bonus % current health damage on the basic attacks for the champion, but instead now as you get marks for the passive, it'll instead increase not only Kindred's basic attack range, but also the range on Dance of Arrows and Mounting Dread. Also on top of this, all of the abilities, the Q, W, and E ability will have an empowered effect based on the amount of stacks that you have so far of the passive. The W cast range has also been increased so you can actually send Wolf slightly away from you to cover a better distance or a greater distance in theory. On top of this, Mounting Dread, the E ability, has also been slightly changed to where now Wolf will critically strike your target if they're below 15% HP, and the critical strike chance increases the % health threshold for this critical strike to occur by 0.5% per 1% crit. So definitely some very interesting changes happening to Kindred. Definitely expect this champion to be back into the meta, especially with people trying them out. And I think this champion actually might be a little bit OP, but we'll see. Following this, we have a couple of quick changes that I'll go over, the first of which being Lucian. The mana cost on his Q ability has been increased by 5 at rank 2 and going all the way up by 20 by rank 5. Not the biggest of nerfs, but it's to kind of lower his overall lane pressure by just a bit with how much he can use his Q to poke his opponents, whether you're playing him down in the bot lane or especially now with the popular Lucian mid. Following this, we also have a slight buff happening to Malfoy where his Ground Slam, the E ability, has its armor ratio increased from 30% to 40%. This is honestly somewhat of a random buff. I mean, I don't really understand why they even do this. Like, I mean, it's not that much of a buff. It's really not going to change a whole lot in my honest opinion. So I don't honestly think this will do a whole lot or change a whole lot. I mean, you'll...
Malfoy, see? That motherfucker is getting crazy strong. Why? He's so hard to counter.
Still pick him in literally the same scenarios or the same games that you would, regardless of whether or not he had this buff or not. So I mean,
well, as a Yasuo main, now I'm not talking about any other champion, but I'm only comparing champions with my Yasuo, and I mean,
I don't really think it'll change much, but I mean, I guess a buff is a buff.
Like, come on.
Following this, there's another change happening to Maokai, which can be either a buff
that motherfucker too,
or a nerf, just depending on how you look at it. So first, we have
they just made a rework for this motherfucker. Now they're adding a fucking
add his passive with the cooldown being changed to just be lower at lower ranks. And following this, we also had the healing change on his passive, where, I mean, it looks a little bit confusing based on what you see now, but the base healing has been reduced, but the scaling with your maximum HP has actually been increased by quite a bit, obviously to make people want to play Maokai as a tank rather than the AP support Maokai instead. And on top of this, they even further nerfed AP Maokai support, because not only has the sapling toss damage been changed to be 1% per 100 AP ratio rather than 2%, but the sapling movement speed has been adjusted, and the brush duration has actually been adjusted to scale with your bonus HP, which I actually think is absolutely hilarious. I don't think I've seen many abilities actually scale off of something like percent HP or your max HP or your bonus HP or anything of the sort. So they're really trying their best to try and make Maokai support, just building AP, just not a thing anymore. Kudos to Riot, because this is actually quite funny. Next up, we also have somewhat of a rework happening to Malzahar, especially to his W. So first we have a slight buff happening to his Q, where the AP ratio has also been increased on the ability by 10%, which is honestly pretty good. Then his W now has a stacking system where it stacks up whenever Malzahar casts his other spells, which you can then use W to summon a Voidling plus additional Voidlings based on your W stacks. The Voidlings deal magic damage that scale off of bonus AD and 20%
Why would you waste that?
The HP of the Voidlings has been significantly changed, and pretty much the whole stats of the Voidlings has been significantly changed as well, but towers will still destroy these Voidlings in just a shot or two. So the W is almost like a new ability, but following this, the AP ratio on his E ability has been increased by 10% as well, and his ultimate also got somewhat of a rework. It'll still continue to make the null zone underneath the target, but granted now it'll actually be a lot weaker. But to make up for this, the beam now actually causes damage to the target you actually are using your ultimate on, and it does quite a bit. Pretty much like the old Malzahar, except now it's the old Malzahar ultimate plus the new ones combined into one just juicy, disgusting thing. So you can definitely expect to start seeing some Malzahar mid lane and maybe even support within this coming patch.
If I see a Malzahar mid lane, I am fucking destroying you.
I mean, I personally might even pick it up myself. And then following this, we have yet another rework, this one happening to Rek'Sai, pretty much a jungler that has been out of the meta for several patches now, but this may bring her back in. I'll talk about the very big changes of Rek'Sai rather than all the small ones, where essentially the Q ability now when you're underground has a 40% bonus AD ratio, and the damage has been changed to physical from magical. The damage of the Q unburrowed has also been increased. When you use your W to come out of the ground, it only knocks up the first target you hit or the closest target, while the rest get pushed back instead. Her E ability is pretty much the same, and then her ultimate is completely different now, where it has a passive effect where dealing damage to enemy champions marks them for 5 seconds, and the active effect lets you use your ultimate on a marked target that just does a shit ton of damage and has a very short range but dashes.
This is why I don't fuck with. Oh shit, run bitch
has returned.
This ugly bitch.
You wish to see what I have seen?
Oh shit, cook. Oh hell no.
You will. When I kill you.
The Mummy.
Let's continue, bro, because I'm mad tired.
That just does a shit ton of damage and has a very short range, but dashes to the target and annihilates their face while also scaling with their missing HP. This ultimate is going to be insanely overpowered. Very, very, very strong. Following this, we also have a huge nerf happening to Yasuo. Now, thankfully, they did revert one of the nerfs that they planned on doing to his E ability, but the other one still remains. His Q ability, the duration for the stacks of Steel Tempest has been lowered by 4 seconds from 10 to 6. Now, this may not sound a lot at first, but trust me, it is, because a lot of Yasuos will hold their Qs to the last second to not only just have that threat whenever trying to maybe deny CS, but also when you're just dashing around, having this extra 4 seconds to dash around and hold on to the knock-up and wait for the perfect moment to strike is extremely vital, especially on someone like Yasuo. So losing these 4 seconds to look for that perfect engage or the perfect, just time to use your Q or to hold on to it for the pressure,
they always come back, bro. They always come back. They're greedy.
Is actually going to hit him quite a bit. So I'm curious to see how this plays out and how much this will affect him. And the last two very quick things I want to talk about are changes to items. The first of which being Blade of the Rune King. The lifesteal has been lowered by 3%, and the minimum bonus physical damage has also been lowered by 5. Now this item has definitely been pretty overpowered. You get it on almost every
single. What is bot RK? What is that?
Single damn ADC in the game completely. So the nerf of this item is going to be a hit to pretty much a lot of the ADCs, if not almost all of them. But on the other hand, they're also nerfing Ninja Tabis, giving the passive effect being lowered from 12% to 10%. And of course, this item, or these boots, have been pretty overpowered. You would almost get them almost any time you would have any sort of significant AD damage on the enemy team. So the nerf on these boots is definitely something that's going to be very welcome to League of Legends. I know a lot of people were very upset with these boots. But either way, guys, I mean, that is about it for this video. There you have it, a whole bunch of huge changes coming to League of Legends, 3 reworks, a huge nerf happening to Yasuo, especially considering Yasuo is also getting an indirect nerf with a 10-ban system.
I know, that's it. What did I say in the beginning? What the fuck did I say in the beginning? Look, the guy is laughing. Listen.
Especially considering Yasuo is also getting an indirect nerf with a 10-ban system, pretty much guaranteeing that Yasuo will be permabanned in ranked. And I mean, again, a whole bunch of other changes as well. So pretty big.
Why did I decide to main that motherfucker? I mean, he is amazing, but I'm gonna end it right here, guys. Yeah, Yasuo is getting nerfed. I don't like the sound of that. Well, I'll catch you guys later. I gotta play some League. Thank you guys for watching. Shout out to whoever this is. I forgot his name. I don't remember everyone. Okay, so make sure you guys. I'll catch you later, man. I just gotta rest for 15 or 5 minutes and do something. All right, I gotta do something. I'm tired. And I wanna play. Can you believe? Oh, fuck it. Thank you guys. Hit that like button, bro. Yasuo getting nerfed. Good night. You know what? I'm sleeping the whole day. Fuck it. Probably not, but okay.